Good morning and welcome back to another video, and today we are going to be going over the Tannan Rares farm. Now just stick around and enjoy the video. Okay guys, so today we're going to be going over the Tannan Rares farm. Now I mentioned this quite a lot in quite a lot of videos, and I wanted to do a guide on how I actually go about doing this for myself. Now this is a daily thing in which you can actually kill a rare and you can get a hold of, yes I have been prepping in order to do this video, the Crushing Thrasher roller controller, and also the Crushing Thrasher mortar controller and the Crushing Thrashing cannon controller. Basically these things can actually drop from these guys, which is the massive rares in Tannan. Now they are actually dotted around in these three placements which are on the map right now. These ones are actually inside worth it, just to give you a bearing on whereabouts they are. I'm actually considering changing them to waypoints, but that's not the point. This is where you'll actually be going to get them, and basically what you'll be wanting to do is basically kill them, and you have a chance of getting a hold of these. So let's just clean up our bags and let's start with killing Smash and Grub. Now this used to be like a massive ordeal actually doing this farm, but now not so much. You do get these random quest items if you didn't actually do things in Draenor, and obviously my Demon Hunter has not done stuff in Draenor, so trying to make me learn stuff, I don't want to learn it. But they are the only irritating thing that I actually don't like about this farm, is the random quests you get given. Basically I fly over to here, which is the next part, and I just kill the next boss. Now bear in mind you do get garrison resources for this, so if you have a trading post already set up, you can also do that. Now after that, you can obviously see where we started. The guy's over here, we're over here, and then we're just going to fly all the way over across the bridge from the entry, from the beginning introduction to WoD. We're going to just fly over to the left hand side. This is where we were actually fighting in the pit at the beginning of WoD. When you do the introduction, it's basically up here and in this area here, in which I should not get stuck into a wall. But other than that, all we do is kill this guy and make sure that he dies, and see if we can actually get the Crushing Thrashing roller controller. Now we obviously didn't get it at this time, but the next part of our actual farm for the rares is the next one is I always like to go over towards Supreme Lord Kazak. Now he was a world boss within WoD, and basically he drops you a load of Fellblight. Every day you can always do the Crushing Thrashing roller controllers. I believe this guy is still a weekly thing, so you can't do this daily, but it gives you a 10 ton of Fellblight just for doing this type of farm. Sometimes you actually do have the old world things that drop the medallions of the Legion in Tannan, which is like the Doom Roller and all of that jazz. Basically they come up as like massive battle markers which are on the actual screen, and basically you just go over to them and kill them. The only one that's really annoying is the Orb of Blood, or the Sphere of Blood, or the Blood Moon, or something blood. Basically that's the most irritating one, and I always avoid that one at all costs because it's just so annoying to do. But the rest of them are really easy. It's just tank and spank and you should be alright. So we'll just fly over to Supreme Lord Kazak, and what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to kill him and make sure that I get my Fellblight for that. Now I get 29 Fellblight. It doesn't actually come up to all that much gold, but it's a nice little uptick every now and then just for flying over the other area. Obviously I haven't done it on this character because I actually just got the Legion Will Not Conquer All achievement for my Demon Hunter. But aside from all of that, that is something you can do as well, get a bit of Fellblight and all that jazz. Now other than that, this farm is really easy in order to do, and I find this to be one of my most favourite ones to actually do out of the general gist. In the case, we're just going to fly all the way over to Nagrand in order to show the next part of this farm. You can do this however through a flight path, which I tend to do while I go make a cup of tea, and by the time I've made a cup of tea I can sit down and I can basically just go and farm up the rest of the Nagrand rares as well, because I combine the two. Basically I combine the Tannan rares along with Supreme Kazak, and then we go all the way over to Nagrand, which is where we'll kill the ogres for our mana theme pets. And I wanted to do it as a showing you and I wanted to show you guys how I actually go about doing it. I park all of my alts in one specific location for the mortar controllers and all that jazz, and then I take the flight path over to Nagrand after I kill the rares, and then the next day I do Nagrand to Tannan, and then Tannan to Nagrand, basically alternate it each and every day, so then I don't have to keep wasting flight paths. I can just alternate between the two, and I get Manafine pets and also the Crash and Thrush and Mortar controllers. Now, aside from that, inside Worth It, even in your Worth It's, you do have one underneath farms, which if you go down to near the bottom is toys. We actually already have the mortar controllers and their prices along with that. So at the moment, the Thrash and Crush and mortar controllers were 5,168 gold. All of the Crash and Thrushes that drop from Tannan are 10% drop chance, and so are the Manafine pets. Manafine pets will obviously be under battle pets, but aside from all of that, the Crash and Thrushes 5,168 gold. Now, aside from all of this, I find this farm to be insanely easy, and overall is one of my favourite farms in order to be semi-lazy gold making. Now, that being the case, let's just jump over to the Nagrand rares. Okay, so for the Nagrand rares, what you're going to be wanting to do is make your way after you've gotten to your flight path from Rilzit's Holdfast. Basically, you'll be wanting to fly over to Highmore, where you would actually do the actual raid, but not actually go in the raid. However, you'll be wanting to just go on the outside of it. So let's just get out of the trees and we can head straight over to Highmore in order for me to actually show you where to actually go. Now, aside from this, there are loads of bog things fighting and all that jazz. That will be a clear indicator you're on the right path. And what you'll be wanting to do is just fly in over Highmore and then just run in here. Basically, you'll be wanting to kill the ogre rares, which actually pop up on your screen, and this is for the Manafine pets. So we're just going to kill Pug for a second, just make sure he dies. We got garrison resources. By the way, if you don't have a lot of garrison resources and you would like to get some, then doing the rares each and every day, you can then get a fair amount of them, like 179, and then over the next week or so it will actually add up, and then if you have a trading post in your garrison already set up, you can trade those in for a really big chunk of gold, and that's very, very helpful just for even if you didn't get the battle pet, so to speak. And that is basically the next one, and what we're going to do now is we're just going to fly up and over, and we'll just go towards the last one on our list, which is just over here. So we'll just fly in here, kill him, and see if we get the Mana Fiend. We did not get any of them today, which is really, really helpful for a guide on how to get them. But aside from that, the RNG is about 10% for all of them, and after a few days you should be able to get a decent amount of these on the auction house. This is my results for about a week, and I managed to get around about 5 of these, so not too bad, because that's roughly just under, like, that's roughly around about 20,000 gold worth. So if we value that with Worth It, we can actually get a accurate recording of what it actually is, which is actually 16,488 gold, so a little bit less than 20k. This is why I always like to double check my bag value. So not too bad for 5 minutes each and every day, and just basically, if you do it on multiple alts, you'll always have loads of these toys and battle pets on the auction house, which provides you with daily gold each and every day. Other than that, guys, all I'm going to do now is I'm just going to send all of these over to Giblet, because they've been burning a hole in my pocket. So we'll just make sure that we're actually sending all of that over, and then we can then make sure that they're all sent over, and then we can post those to the auction house out as and when. Other than that, guys, that's pretty much all I have to say for the day. Take it easy, and I shall see you in the next video, which will be tomorrow.